Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what I watched this month, September. Now, this has been a long month for movies. There's been a lot of bangers that's dropped recently, but I'm not talking about new movies, just movies that I end up coming across this month. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with The Cat Returns. This is a Studio Ghibli movie. I just saw the poster on HBO Max, so I decided to tune in. It's definitely a cool watch. It's about a high school student named Haru who rescues a cat, and the cat turns out to be a prince. And while she's saving him, he turns around and says thank you, and it's a cat speaking. So that shocks the hell out of her, and then she finds out that there is a such thing as a cat kingdom. Prince Loon's father wants to show his appreciation for Haru saving his son, so he invites her to the cat kingdom in the most odd way, but it being animated makes it look just perfect. I mean, the colors in this movie are great, and I don't watch that much Studio Ghibli movies, so this was just refreshing to me, and I'm starting to understand the buzz seriously. The story is great. I'm definitely going to show this to my kids whenever I have kids. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I didn't realize how cheesy the talking in this movie was, but it's hilarious. I say this movie is like a super campy approach for a Marvel movie back then. And the first 5 minutes showcase everything wrong with the movie. They develop the characters like in 5 minutes, and then they expect us to know all of the backstory. Like, they're supposed to be old college classmates, but they look fucking 40. Johnny CGI definitely always held up. Like, me watching it right now, it still looks amazing. I guess Doom only uses electricity because that's his only power in this movie. I was like, what the hell? It's a 2 out of 5. Not much to praise about it. Just one of my favorite Marvel families, so I'm happy that I watched it. It was like a huge nostalgia trip for me. They better not fuck up the new one. Bullet, Bullet, Bullet. This is a 5 out of 5. Steve McQueen, I wasn't familiar, but god damn it, you have a fan. This movie is straight to the point. Nothing on screen lingers that's not supposed to come back in the story to develop it more. And the story is always pushing. I mean, the cars look amazing. It made me feel like a little kid watching this movie, driving around San Francisco at high speeds. The fashion sense of the characters. I highly recommend this movie. It's a 5 out of 5. Ending is long and hilarious and super loud, like you can't even hear what's going on. But it's a masterpiece nonetheless. The cinematography is great. The colors are great. This is like the first movie that I've seen representation of black characters from back in the day in normal society. It just looks amazing. I'm interested to see more of Steve McQueen's filmography now, and this director has done amazing things. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is a perfect movie, quite literally. Bride Wars is probably like a comfort movie for me. I don't know why. My aunt showed it to me when I was young, and it's just a good movie. Anne Hathaway, super talented actor. I think she's on like 3 movies that I talk about that I watched this month in this video. Let me escape the Anne Hathaway verse, please. But the movie is fun and funny, and you'll see a lot of actors that we all know. We're familiar with their faces. They're both best friends. They're trying to get married on the same day. And obviously that's just not gonna work. So they go back and forth. It's New York. The movie lives and breathes New York. It's great. What happened to movies actually being filmed in New York? Because now people just use a CGI screen. Penguin, I'm looking at you. But this movie is perfecto. 5 out of 5. Watch it. As I'm talking about Anne Hathaway, another movie that's actually great, Princess Diaries 2. Unlike the first movie, this film is not based on any books, is what I'm reading. So she has to succeed her grandmother as Queen of Genovia in this second movie. We have a baby Chris Pine. This movie is really good, actually. I prefer this one to the first one because I can just tell that the budget is bigger. But the first one is a gem as well. I didn't really pay attention to these movies when I was growing up because I wasn't really a Disney kid, but this one is pretty funny. I have to thank my girlfriend for putting me on to this one because if it wasn't for her, I would not know about this movie. But I'm being haunted by Anne Hathaway. Point blank, 5 out of 5. Lee Marvin is the embodiment of shooting on site, quite literally. Using the natural lighting so much with the old movie like this is such a nice touch. It's definitely a great portrayal of someone seeking revenge, no matter the leaps and bounds you have to go through. It's a true revenge story. Some of the cinematography is just outrageous that they pulled it off for a movie this old, that some of these scenes are literally like study guides to shooting the perfect movie as far as composition and storytelling to a degree. Some of it's outlandish, but this movie works in so many ways, nothing seems out of place. The man escaped Alcatraz. He is the truth. You do not want to have debt with Lee Marvin. He will kill your ass. I didn't know I needed this movie in my life, but you gotta love building a watch list. The cast just sells this story so well, it's almost like a movie that could have dropped in any time period and have a huge audience. We have Kirsten Dunst, Oscar Isaac, just to name a few. We follow the story of a couple running away from problems they are facing in America and stumble across a tour guide that's very familiar with Greece, played by Oscar Isaac. It's a lot of parallels in this story with dialogue, especially with the Khan story as the preface for not being able to trust what you see on screen. A solid display, highly recommend. Oscar Isaac steals the show easily. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. Definitely a good movie. And last but not least, Quentin Tarantino.
Buckle up, because a new kind of terror is coming at 200 miles per hour.
Death Proof is a fucking solid movie. Quentin says that this is his worst movie. For some reason, I'm kinda ranking it in my top 5. It's like he allows the movie to follow the same type of grindhouse, take advantage of people kind of movies, but flips it on its head in the second half of the movie. It's solid. I mean, this is a movie with probably the least amount of budget compared to any of his other movies, but he pulls it off perfectly. Please go watch. And that's it for this episode of Caleb's Corner. Thanks for tapping in and seeing what I saw this September. Hit the comments, DM me. I'm trying to watch some more movies, man. Recommend. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.